Hey, there we go. Stop streaming and broadcast. Let's see how far we can get today. Waiting for the stream to catch. Let's see about this one. What about this one? Okay, looks like I'm on. Waiting for the stream to catch. Stream is caught up. Looks like we are set and ready to go. Let's see if the recording gives us any issue, but we'll let this go. Yeah, there we go. Stop streaming and broadcast. Okay. Stream is caught up. Looks like we are set and ready to go. Let's see if the recording gives us any issue. All right. We'll take it from there. All right. Lower quality. See if everything can handle it. All right, hey everybody, my name is Chris and welcome to Game Audio Tech, where we are going to talk about the technical side of game audio. Today we've got a couple of different things to discuss. Our main focus of our time here is to discuss different aspects of game audio projects that are going to different Unreal projects that are going to be great for game audio. So I have the Epic launcher up here. We got a couple different projects, but let's see, let's change over here. And right above me here, you can see what we want to do today. We're going to start out by talking about different game job opportunities. And then we're going to dive into where we can find some excellent Unreal projects for game audio. These are going to be excellent Unreal projects in general that we can source as interesting things to work on from our game audio perspective. Then we'll load up a couple of different ones and see how well they work for us. And we will kind of talk about how we can do a deep dive into see what they actually need and where we can start with our game audio. So let's go ahead and get started. Look at that, I even have a logo too. How slick is that? So let's see, I'm going to start out on the game job opportunity side of things. I myself am looking for new opportunities in game audio, so mostly on the technical side. We're here to discuss game audio tech. Oh, look at that, my logo popped up. And so we've got a couple of different new opportunities. I am constantly out on the hunt looking for different audio opportunities. So these are just a list of the ones that I have come across recently. And so let's see, over here at Gearbox, they're looking for a senior sound designer. What are some of the responsibilities, common things we might see that we could work on, that we could kind of focus on over time? Design, mix, edit audio within your DAW. Well, that seems kind of par for course for being a sound designer and working on games. Foley and field recording. This is always really cool. Gearbox has often been able to share some cool sessions that they've done either inside their studio. I think they have a whole like Foley recording studio in there, and work they've done out in the field. So 5 years industry working in AAA sound design for games. Well, that's going to be the senior sound designer role. That probably is going to be pretty standard overall. has contributed at least to one senior project as a senior sound designer. Great skills, Wise, Fmod, Reaper, Pro Tools, familiar with sound design organization like SoundMiner and Basshead. Oh, excellent. Calling out specific devices, Zoom or sound devices. So lots of cool, whatever. What am I looking for? Skills. Great skill set to have and to work towards for these types of roles. Over at Media Molecule, the creators of Dreams, they have a audio programmer contract. There's a couple of audio programmers. So it seems like it's a good time to be an audio programmer right now. Lead audio programmer at Santa Monica. 5 years professional experience, expertise in working C++, working knowledge of Wise. They talk about a particular engine. Own the overall vision of the audio tech team. That seems pretty lofty, but you'll be making 186 to 280, so not bad. Not bad at all. Remote okay. Go work on God of War. Not a bad position at all. Also, senior audio programmer over at Epic. 5 years experience. This seems to be pretty common at these levels. Strong programming experience, C++, GUI frameworks, Juice, WX widgets, Qt. Experience with DSP graphs like at Max, MSP, and Reactor. Super Collider, Chuck. Audio specific domain languages. Very, very cool stuff. But also being a senior audio programmer at Epic, you're going to be working on some cool things. You're going to be also making some good money. British Columbia-based range. Oh, this is the British Columbia one. I think there's a Cary in North Carolina one too. Let's see. Let's go in the sound designer roles. Expert in linear sound design. Real-time audio scripting. Proficiency authoring 3D, field recording, mixing, mastering, audio asset implementation. Excellent. Very standard stuff, but you also have to be very, very good at all of those things. Understanding multiple different platforms, ambisonics. Does it have a year? Expert sound designer. No, just be an expert. Permanent role, remote, not available. It's just interesting to see what folks are looking for, what sort of skill sets are out there. What is this? At Epic, senior audio designer to work with the audio programmer. I skipped something. In this role, be a heavy content creator, creating and implementing audio assets. Obviously, they'll be working in the Unreal Engine. So familiar with that. Although, experience in shipping games in Unreal and Unity. They do mention Unity, which I find interesting. Technical audio, VO, music, audio production pipelines. Have a broad experience in all sorts of aspects. 5 years experience, 5+. Experience in being an audio lead or a manager. If you're in a senior role, you're probably going to be working with teams of others and leading those teams. Cross-discipline collaboration with other aspects of the game development or in both creative and technical areas. People management and performance management skills. All sorts of very good things for a senior level position. What about EA? EA's been looking for new folks. Let's see, Madrid, Vancouver. I'm located in Atlanta, so I'm generally looking for United States roles or maybe East Coast roles. Voiceover, Kirkland. Software engineer. Technical audio artist. Let's see what they're looking for. What does the technical audio artist do? They work on the Frostbite engine. If you're working at EA, you're probably working on the Frostbite engine. Depends on what game you're working on, but that's very, very common. So, 2+ years. Nice. Not a senior level role, so understandable. Working industry with industry standard audio tools. Build content, build compelling audio tech demos. Work with audio directors, support and guide migration of game content. Scripting level of Lua and Python. They don't mention specific tools, which leads me to believe that that's all going to be inside of Frostbite. 89 to 123 in Canadian. Bit Reactor. These guys are a little closer to my area of the world. In Hunt Valley, Maryland. Senior audio designer. Hey, 5+ years shipping and audio content, implementing. AAA titles. You've worked on AAA titles before. Strong knowledge of game sound design and practices. Oh, the main thing I should point out here is looking for a senior audio designer to join our audio team to bring the vision of Star Wars strategy game to life. As soon as you say Star Wars, sign me up. Any time, any opportunity to work in that universe would be greatly welcomed. Let's see. Experience in designing audio content, working in Unreal blueprints. So they are working most likely in the Unreal Engine. Experience working with large third-party IP or in the Star Wars franchise. Have you ever worked on Star Wars before or worked with a very large franchise like that? Then might be a little bit more prepared overall. Sound designer at Valve. We're always looking for people. Just be awesome. Come work at Valve. What else? Who's this? That Game Company. Audio designer. Remote. 2 years experience. Deep experience with your DAW. Familiar with common middleware tools, Fmod, or Wise, or Miles, or all of these. A passion for, as an experienced player, and oh, have you played our game before? Do you really love it and want to work on more of it? Principal sound designer. Arrowhead. Ooh, what do they got? They got Black Hole back there. They've got some compressor. So what is that? The effects or SPL exciters or something like that. What do we have? Define the audio direction. Principal sound designer working on probably Helldivers. Not bad. Defining and leading the audio direction. Establishing workflows. This is high-level stuff. Proven experience as a senior principal sound designer. Makes sense. Strong ability to create and integrate high-quality sound assets. Proven experience with VO. Proven experience with technical audio. Propagation systems. Understanding emotional intention and storytelling. Very cool. Bit more general, but basically be awesome at everything and have done it before. Full-time, office first, hybrids possible. 6-month probation. Interesting. Cool. Blizzard doesn't look like... we're sorry. It's been filled. Okay. Technical sound designer at Riot. 5 years experience. Scripting in C# and C++. Experience using Unreal, Unity, or relevant game engine, Wise and Fmod. So very common industry standard tools, and these are the types of things that we want to discuss over time. Setting up pipelines, Perforce repos, Wise projects, all that fun stuff. All right, lead sound designer, and then there's this one, Nintendo. 10 to 15 years of experience in music and audio production. Not bad. Go be a sound designer for Nintendo. 127 to 191. Leads the creation and music for NST's projects or products. Coordinate direct audio team members. Develop plans and workflows. Whew. I mean, when you're talking about Santa Monica Studios, you're talking about Epic, you're talking about Gearbox, Nintendo. I mean, these are just the top. Riot, Arrowhead. These are just tops. Yay. So, very interesting wide breadth of games, where they are located and what they are asking for. So it seems like if you have 5+ years of experience in the industry and you have worked on these types of projects, then you might have a good opportunity working with these new teams. Okay, so let's go ahead and check that one off. What thing will we put here? We'll do, yes, we did that. So we talked about some cool opportunities out there. Let's get into the meat of what we want to discuss today, which is Unreal projects. So we saw just now that a lot of those job opportunities were talking about experience in the Unreal Engine, experience in Wise or Fmod, even the Unity engine. These are obviously standard tools that you would be familiar with working in these types of roles. So specifically today, we wanted to talk about Unreal projects, where to find them, what to do with them, how to dive through some of them and figure out what is great for sound design. And this is probably not just one round of this. There's a lot of different projects and a lot of different things to dive through. So maybe we're going to find something that we can start working on for next round, so that we just start showing off our sound design and what is possible, and how to kind of start with these projects so that we can get an idea of what sounds we need, how to create them, and how to get them working actually in the game. A lot of the focus that we want to do in this series is obviously more on the technical side of game audio. And one bit of assumption that we will work with is that we're starting with our WAV files, or we know how to create our sound design. We're going to do sound design. We're going to talk about creating it. But the focus more is, what do we do with those WAV files once we have them to actually get them into the game engine? So let's go ahead and dive into it. So our task here, right there, where to source Unreal projects. Where do we find these? What do we, how do we load them? How do we figure out what am I doing here? Sorry, bringing this back. Getting this out of the way. How do we find them and how do we work with them? So the first thing to do is, that you probably would have a good idea of doing this, is downloading the Epic Games Launcher, getting access to Unreal in general. We're going to sort of assume that you have done that. Maybe you've played Fortnite before. Maybe you've maybe you've bought something off the Epic Games Store, and you already have access to you already have access to the Unreal Engine. Up here, you'll see I have two versions installed of the Unreal Engine 5, 5.1 and 5.5. The 5.5 is just the newest and latest, at least at the time of filming this. And then the 5.1 project here is because a lot of these are older projects that don't work in every single version. And so sometimes you need to find the right version that you need to work with in order to load everything up correctly. So whenever you create the projects, or if you look at them, it'll tell you which version is necessary to actually use. And what the actual source of a lot of these projects are going to be on fab.com. And fab.com, this is why I needed Firefox back. Come back, Firefox. Okay, let's do this. We're done with all you guys. You guys can go away. Oh, but come back, Firefox. And we will go to fab.com. All right, fab.com is, if you're familiar with the Unreal Marketplace, this is what it's become. Excuse me. And it's got a whole bunch of stuff for Unreal, obviously. A lot of stuff that you can download, and this is where I sourced a lot of the stuff that we'll take a look at today. There is always a updating limited time free content section, which is often very good. One of the things I just downloaded recently is this Sika Dynasty temple. And now, what am I looking for in general? Things that I could do sound design for, obviously. So that includes locations, characters, weapons, creatures, vehicles, any sort of systems. I'm not really looking for Unreal tools so much, just things that I can't make. Art, right? I do sound, I do audio. So looking at this, I was like, wow, that's really cool looking. How do they make that? And what can I do with this? Well, if it's an environment, it's probably going to be audio. Bad example. It's probably going to be ambiences, music, things that are going to exist in a static location, right? Ooh, look at all this stuff I can build from it. But I'm not building. I wouldn't make it look that cool. So first thing is to, I think, what is it, like twice a month? Once a month? Something like that. They switch out their free content. Some of the stuff you might see in my lineup, you wouldn't get access to because it was free at some other time. I haven't spent any money on any of these projects. I just go for the free stuff so that it is nice and easily available for everybody, accessible for everybody. So beyond the limited time free stuff, 3D models, animations, atlases, audio, brushes, blah, 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 all these different things, all these different parts. And what I typically like to do is, where is it? This, free content. Go in the free content section where it basically searches everything and finds anything that's free. And then you can search for the highest rating stuff. Or you can go by different sections. Now, this audio section isn't really going to be very helpful for us because a lot of it is people selling packs of audio online. And that's the whole purpose of this, is not to use everybody else's sounds. I may use other people's sound. I don't really want to do that. But like if I just want to demo something and I need a whole bunch of footsteps and I don't want to cut a whole bunch of footsteps up just to have an example, maybe I'd source something in here just to download quickly. But like 326 footstep sound pack. If you wanted to demo a dynamic footstep system that switches on surfaces in Unreal, and you didn't have access and you didn't want to record and edit a whole bunch of different surface types, the best way to do it is actually to do it yourself. But maybe you would, maybe you have libraries of other stuff, of footsteps. You don't need to go to the Unreal Engine library, but that's what exists here on the audio side. So before you dive into the audio side of things, thinking it's going to be very helpful for a sound designer, it's going to be useful for people who can't make sounds. Now, I will preface that with this whole Sound Morph meta sounds thing is free and it's amazing and you should check it out, and I'll probably talk about it sometime. I just saw it there and it's really cool. Okay, so the audio tab isn't going to do it for us. We want free. We want 3D models. We want education and tutorials. We want environments. We want game systems and templates and all this cool stuff. What is all this stuff? Game systems. This is more like the tool stuff. We probably don't want that. Or maybe we do if we wanted more detailed kind of approaches to certain systems that we wouldn't create. Game templates. This is going to be helpful. You're going to find different full games in here. Unreal Action RPG, vehicle game. Now, one really helpful thing is you find an Epic Games category, or where you find a project where Epic Games is the publisher, and you go into their part of Fab. And if you look through a lot of these are going to be a lot of what you want. So I'm going to keep this up. We'll come back to this. Vehicle game. This is an Epic Game project, so it's available down here. 3D models. If you want models of vehicles, or you want character models, or environment models, these are we are going to use a couple of these. And they are they have helpful animations and other aspects that we need. These are tutorials. Some of these are also going to be from Epic, so we might utilize those. So I am going to go to this Epic Games tab and just kind of open up some of these that are extremely useful. Soul City, Paragon, Soul Cave, Sci-Fi Hallway, UFO Pack, Lake Village. Anything that says Paragon, any of these Paragon characters are very useful for sound design. All these Paragon, they, if you don't know, they released a game a while ago called Paragon. It didn't do so well, I guess, and so they released all the content for free so that people could have more material to work in the Unreal Engine. Oh, what else? There's the vehicle game. Game animation sample, Cropout project, hillside sample. Lyra, this is probably your most useful project overall. City sample, Stackobot. These are all game projects. Valley of the Ancient. It's a demo. Lots of them. Most of your high quality stuff that is free is going to be available here. Now, the next thing we need to do is when we look at these, always check out the engines that are supported. More than likely, you want to be working in the Unreal Engine 5. So some of these projects stop at 4. They never were ported over to 5. And so they may or may not work, probably don't work. But some of these are going to be very useful. Soul City, here's a Paragon environment. It works in the Unreal Engine 5. This is a cave environment. And so the idea eventually might be that you take an environment, you put some characters in it, you do some ambiences, you make those characters battle, I guess, fight. And then you have an environment, you have characters, you have action going on, and you have opportunities for sound design in all of that. Cool sci-fi. Oh, I guess I should be paying attention here. See, this one works in 5. Excuse me. This one works in 5. Not sure why it only works in 5. Like, did they... Now, once they ported it to 5, I would think that if you loaded it up into later ones, it might work. But if it doesn't show the specific version that you are working with, then there's a good chance that it's not going to work. And you just don't really know. In celebration of UFO Day, download these UFOs. Okay, if there is no... Oh. If there is no version, sometimes it's only available for the Unreal Editor for Fortnite. So it's not necessarily available in the Unreal Engine. Like this one. Okay, this is... What is this? Okay, this is a Paragon character. It'll work through 5.4. And there's different styles of them. So, and they all have animations, so they can be rigged up to the characters, and you can have those characters. You can take over those characters, use all their animations. I mean, some of that stuff would have to be set up, but that might be some of the stuff we talk about. This vehicle game only goes up to 4.9, so it's not available in Unreal Engine 5. You will find that every once in a while. This game animation sample came out pretty recently. It only works in 4.4 and 4.5, but there are some amazing samples in here. Amazing animations, a great way of understanding how Foley, footsteps, and different movement sounds might work in the game. So if you're interested in learning more about that, definitely highly recommend the game animation sample. Cropout sample project. It is kind of a top-down building game, farming game. Great opportunity for kind of smaller sound design. It's not like one character in one world battling it out. It is more of this sort of top-down view, higher level view. What does it mean when you focus in into different areas, when you zoom out? More kind of UI based elements, maybe more towards a mobile game. So the good thing is with all these different types of projects is there's a variety of different types of things that you might check out. All right. Next. Hillside Project. Loaded this one up, and you've got to have a nice, strong computer to run this one. You can make it work. Like the computer I'm working on over here, not all that powerful. It's got a 2070 video card in it, so many years old relative to more modern setups, but you can lots of times push the textures down and the real-time effects and the lighting and get it much more manageable, especially since we're focused on the audio. Obviously you want it to look as best as you can, and you have a powerful, beefy computer. You can set it up, but this one was more for architectural design, so it mainly just looks pretty. There's not much going on in it, but it would be a good opportunity for ambient sound design. Also, it doesn't have to be used for that. You could put characters in here and have them play a game or something. All right, so probably the most fully realized game project, mostly because it is a third-person shooter. It can be set up for multiplayer. It mimics a lot of the fundamentals of different types of multiplayer games out there. So you have characters, you have weapons, you have levels, you have the action, you have multiplayer. Lots of different aspects can be pulled from this. And you can switch out the characters. Again, you can switch out the characters, you can switch out the world. I've seen folks, where's Epic here? I've seen folks take the city sample. Did I do the city sample? Yeah, city sample. This is like a large couple of blocks, if not even bigger than that, of a city that was built for the Matrix, the Matrix Awakens project, Unreal Engine experience. It was showing off metahumans and looked really, really cool. And think of like the city from Spider-Man. But I mean, obviously that one's bigger and better and cooler and all that stuff. But this is sort of that idea where there is cars driving around, there's people walking around. It's a city block. And I've seen folks take the character, well, they can take any character, but they take the gameplay mechanics from Lyra, put the characters in the city, change out the skins of the characters, and it looks almost like a different game. So you can also combine these projects together, and that's hopefully some of the cool things that we might continue to discuss with all this. So take any location, take any set of characters, take at least with Lyra, a lot of different games are based off of this gunplay mechanic. So, and then you can just plop them around to whatever different environment that you want. If you don't want to do a first-person shooter, Cropout and Stackobot are good alternatives. Stackobot is kind of like a platformer robot. Well, it is like a platformer game. It's a robot character running around, It was Astrobot before Astrobot was Astrobot. That's not true, but cute little character, can run and jump and fly. So it's a great place to get an idea of how you might do character movement sounds for a non-human character. Basic platforming sounds, pickup sounds, and like success or failure sounds as you work through different parts of the map or the level. So another great way to work with these projects. Valley of the Ancients is more of a cinematic demo. I mean, you are in control, so it's not completely cinematic, but big creature, big cinematic action or progression of what's going on. Really quite, I mean, not small in scope, but small in like the path and what you're doing. It's in a big map. And there's this amazing character with all sorts of cool sequences of animations and whatnot. So definitely, it's not necessarily a game. It's more of like a mini boss battle. So definitely also really cool opportunities for sound design. And even if you're not going to replace, like you don't have the intention of replacing all of the sounds, it's great just to see what Epic is doing with all of these tools, to see how they're utilizing the audio for these types of projects. Okay, so what you would find here is you would be logged in and you would click on a particular project and you would say, add to my library. And eventually, this is your library. If you go into the Epic Games, Unreal Engine, go under library, all of those things should show up. If you're doing it live, then maybe you have to hit the little refresh button. And you can see, I've gone through and downloaded a whole bunch of things. Lots of these things are not going to be useful, but a lot of them are very much going to be useful. And so whenever you find one, what am I doing here? Here we go. Let's say we have this character and we have our particular character. And when you click on it, it'll open up to that particular fab page. You can double check the version that it needs, make sure you have the right version installed, and then we can try to work with it. So what I have done here is I have created projects. You either create a project or you add it to a project, whatever aspect you want. If it doesn't create its own dedicated project, then you just create another project and you want to add to this project. Then when you go in, all of those resources will be available to you. So I have conveniently named my project Delete Me because it's going to be deleted later on and I don't particularly care about the contents. This is just a temporary project for me to load up. I chose 5.1. The things that I put into this project were 5.1 versioned, so they will open and they will work. And this project has a lot of just random content dumped into it, and we can see how we might start opening one of these projects and figuring out what the heck we're even looking at. So I have, this used to be a third-person template, meaning that I went in here and did, no, not there. Well, in the, when you launch when you launch Unreal, it pops up and says, hey, what do you want to open? And there is a third-person template project that comes up that has a couple of things in it, and I just deleted it. I just wanted to a flat base here. And I can show that some other time, how you might just create an empty world here. And I just wanted it very large so I could run around and have a lot of space. So, how do we find anything in our project? We know we imported some stuff in there. I went in here and I, let's say, added a particular Paragon character. So how do we load that up? I know that I added Wukong to this. Paragon, there he is, Wukong. And I know I wanted to load this guy up because, oops, I knew that Black Myth Wukong had just come out and they had their own Wukong, and I wanted to compare them against this one to see how they looked. This is certainly many years dated in the visuals compared to Black Myth Wukong. And I think in Paragon it was like an RTS. Yeah, RTS. It was much more, or MOBA, much kind of smaller characters on the screen, so may not have such detail. Okay, so Wukong. I know I put Wukong in here, and I went over here and I did add to project, and I added it to this project here. So how do I find anything? If I go into the content browser, and some people use the content drawer over here. I just have always used the actual tab or the actual window. We could type in Wukong, see what we get. And we get a whole bunch of stuff. Let's do this. I want my fist just to be over a little bit. Give myself a little more room. Okay. Animation sequences. What is all this stuff? Well, basically, dialogue waves. Look at all that dialogue he has. Animation sequences, materials, material functions, sound cues. This was before meta sounds. So everything here is built out into sound cues. Do they play? Effort, death, always fun. So you actually have the sounds too, but that's not what you want. You want to make your own sounds. So what else we got? Sound waves, static meshes, textures, lots and lots of textures, and a level and an animation test map. Okay, those are good. Those are whole levels. Often if you have a level from any one of these projects, it's showing you something of that project. It's showing you basically an overview of it or how it might be set up. All right, where's Mr. Wukong? Cool. And if we hit play, what happens? Ooh, all right. So we have the basics. He's running around. He jumps. Cool. Whee. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I did something. And something popped up. Simple attack. Oh, it's because I did a blue breakpoint there previously. You would set this as proper input. Sure. Does he swing? Hey, look at that. I got an attack too. Wha, 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 wha. No right attack. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I got 4 different attacks there. Swipe left, swipe right, swipe left, swipe right, swipe left, swipe right. Big one. Jumping. All right, and I gotta jump. Okay. So we could start there. We could start by identifying what we have. Like, we identify the character, we identify the basic actions that the character can do. Now we got to see, like, I don't hear any of those sounds. So let's go check their sounds and see if we can figure out if any of these are hooked up. All right, sound waves, sound cues. If you're not familiar, sound waves are the actual wave files. Sound cues are the organization or the event of the sound playing back. If you're familiar with events and Wise or other tools, it is the logic behind how the sound plays back. Let's see, jump. Let's see, jump's got to be pretty straightforward, right? What happens if we do Wukong jump? Jump. Is that playing? Let's turn over music. Make sure we can hear it. Huh. Oh, is it? I'm doing that. There we go. Jumping. Jump sound cue. Okay. We got some jumps. Now, is this hooked up? How do we know that? The best way of checking that is using the reference viewer. Right click on it and show me the reference viewer. I always use Alt-Shift-R. And it'll say our jump is not hooked up anywhere. It says that these dialogue waves, those are the actual wave files that are hooked into the sound cue. Is the sound cue doing anything fun and interesting, or is it just a random playback? Just random. Okay, we got our 4 dialogues. They go into random and they go into our output. Yep. Okay. But, all right, if we go back here, these dialogue waves are hooked into the sound cue, but this sound cue is not hooked into anything. So, what could we do? We have our jumps. We have our animations. And we can use these animations to play back our sounds. And more than likely, we have quite a lot of animations for Wukong. Oh, something else I should point out. A lot of times, I'm just using the search field because if I know what I'm searching for, as opposed to knowing where it is in the folder structure. Often one of the better things to do is once you get to like, hey, these are all the Wukong stuff. I could probably go to, where is it? Control B. Show me the folder view. Where is this? Okay, now I know I'm in Wukong. There's the audio. Here's animations. So you can navigate through the folder structure. You don't have to like filter through everything. But so we have a whole bunch of animation sequences. And that means that there should be a jump in here. Let's see if this works. Jump start. There he goes. So we have a notify track here. And just to... So, this is the animation viewer. In animations, you can place random notifies. Those random notifies can play different sounds. Let's see if this works. I'm going to do a play sound notify, and I'm going to play that jump sound. Where'd that jump sound go? Wukong. And that was jump, jump. How about that? There he goes. He's jumping. He's making a sound. Do, do, do. Now, How well will that work? See, I can make sounds. Up. Is that not triggering? Yeah. Okay. So maybe that's not the jump that we want. Jump land, jump pad, jump recovery, jump start. Oh. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Jump start. Let's do this. Let's see where this is referenced. Jump start, animation blueprint. We can look in here. Where's find? No. Control F. There we go. Control F to find. And what were we doing? We were doing jump. Jumps. He jumps around. Jump start. Entry, jump start, jump apex, jump pre-land. What happens if we put it in the apex? Or let's move it. No, let's move it back a little bit. Let's see how I can deal with it. Off screen here. What did I do? Let's see. Let's try. Here and go over. Yes. Let's do this. Identify play sound. And we'll play that same sound, which was this one. Right. That's not it. I gotta find another way to do it. There we go. Now, it's not at the beginning of the jump. And I know this is the apex, so I know what it's going to be. Then, before, why don't you... Well, obviously, you have to figure out why. Jump start. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. You can do it twice. No. Right, we have to figure out where the beginning of that jump is, so that we could make sure that makes a little bit more sense. So, let's see. The very, very basics. This was level. Not jumping. Levels. I have different filters up here. I would highly suggest you setting up some filters. I have, right now, I just have blueprints and levels, just because that's what I care about. And there is sounds in here, and there's all you can search or filter out for anything. So, I highly suggest you set up a couple of filters. Mine's up here because they start defaulting on the left side. They start vertical. For some reason that's annoying to me, so I just set them to be horizontal so that they're matched up with my search bar. And that was the animation test. Oops. Cancel. Sorry, all of my hard work. Don't save my amazing placement of sound cues. Yes, this will mess things up. Okay. What's this? This is all of the skins of the Wukong just standing around. There's no sound opportunity there. Alright, so that's Wukong. That's just one character that was downloaded. If I go to all here, there's a whole bunch of other ones. And I'm not going to go through all of these. We're going to be wrapping it up here pretty soon. Don't save. But just to give you an idea of some of the other things that are out there, here is a map village day. Let's see, hit play. All right. So here's a kind of a fun fantasy village. Looks like a cartoony Skyrim village or something. And again, great opportunity for music, great opportunity for ambience. You could put characters in here. Thought about like I have a Viking character with an axe and maybe there's a dragon, put a dragon flying out here and you come out here and you fight the dragon and you run back into your village where you are the new hero of the village. So hopefully these just inspire your imagination for interesting things. Here's the Viking guy I was talking about. And again, these all came from fab.com. Came from Unreal. Yes. All of these are the free versions too. So, quality might vary. It might just be like somebody's attempt is pretty good though. Oh, and what the more interesting part is they all do different things, right? So this character would have the ability to walk around and jump. They have a shield bash. They have an axe. You get hit. Kick me. No. Hits, death, bleh, and idle. So, look, now you have a character. That character can go fight. Go fight. No, I don't want to save. I told you. Go fight silly things. Or they can go fight, where is Dragon the Usurper. All right, silly dragons. All right, those might be cool for sound design. Oh, there's just tons of stuff. Minions. These are not the minion, the yellow minions. These are Paragon minions. More characters. These characters have animations. They have big swords too, so they probably have good opportunities for sound design. This big guy, what does he do? I got a dinosaur, I guess. Green mossy guy. Big volcanic lava guy. And a tiny little bug. Ugh, ugly bug. So basically what I'm getting at is over time we could take these different resources, these different characters, and put them together to give ourselves new opportunities for sound design. Now, we can go to fully realized game projects, like back over here. Oh, where was it? The City Pack, City Sample is a full project. Lyra, probably the best one to get started with. Then you have all the Paragon stuff. What else was I going for down here? There's a Viking village. So they have full-on projects. You can utilize those. Oh, Project Titan. I don't think I even touched on this one. This one is absolutely huge. Really very cool. I mean, there's just so many environments. What they did was they open sourced it. They crowdsourced it. They went to the Unreal community and said, here is, I don't know, I'm just going to make up a number. Here's a 10 by 10 square block of the world. And everybody makes their own version of it. And then it'll populate across the entire world. They're like different aesthetic and qualities, but these are individual areas made by different people that they have then put together into a full world. It is absolutely amazing how many different environments there are. You certainly need a beefy computer to run it because different sections will load and unload in the world partitioning depending on how and where it's set up. So great environments to place characters for sound design. So lots and lots and lots of stuff. This gives us something to begin with. I think what I would like to do next time is load up maybe another Paragon character, talk about how you get access to control it, how you do all of the actions and abilities, where we can start placing sounds for things, and then seeing if we can get some sound design loaded up and start building out